I hope you guys enjoyed that little time-lapse montage kind of thing I did there. But now I'm going to be giving my overall opinion on the case, my thoughts on building in it, and overall, my experience. So the case I originally had was the Corsair Spec 02, the blue one specifically, and it was my first ever case, my first ever PC build, and basically what I did was a case swap with some other different parts. But yeah, the Corsair Spec 02 was the first case I ever built in, and compared, like, that case compared to this case, oh my gosh, man. The CoolerMaster H500P was such a pleasure to build in. It was so easy, and the cable management was flawless. Like, in the Corsair cases, I'm sorry, I know a lot of people like Corsair. I myself, I love Corsair. I got a Corsair keyboard. But the Corsair cases are really not good when it comes to cable management and overall, like, nice aesthetic. Sure, most of their cases look nice, but not all their cases have a power supply shroud or wire grommets or the necessities to make a PC look nice. It's more for workability and use, in my opinion. I don't think Corsair cases really strive to be, to look nice. The Corsair Spec 02 was like a $80 case when I first got it, and I was like, whatever, this case looks pretty cool, it's cheap, whatever. I didn't really know much about PCs when I first built my first PC, but now that I built this one, I know so much more. I got lots to share. But the Corsair Spec 02 was the first case I ever had, and I'm not gonna say it's a bad case because I still like it. It is my first case, so I like it a lot. It's just really not ideal in my opinion, especially if you're going for a nice look. It doesn't have a whole glass window. It's kind of like a segmented off window, which really bugged me a lot because you couldn't see everything, like it cut off most of the graphics card. But I'm gonna stop talking about that case because this is supposed to be a video on the Corsair H500P. So basically I'm just comparing these two cases. The H500P was like really simple to build in. The instructions were really clear, even though I didn't really use them that much, but when I did, it was easy to understand and very simple. But basically what I did to make my PC from looking like a rat's nest to a beautiful tower build, it looks amazing. I don't know. All I really did that I changed was the case and the cables. I don't have a modular power supply, so I just picked up some extension braided cables from up here, which was like 30 bucks, and it looks amazing. Like, it's really nice. I also picked up some RGB kits for my RAM modules, which were also from up here. So if you haven't heard of that brand, I really recommend you check them out. It's not a sponsor or anything. I don't even have enough subs to do a sponsor. So yeah, I just really like the brand. I think, it's like some Chinese brand or whatever, but it's really cool. They do some great stuff, and I like how they're kind of going for a budget, like, style of PC gaming, but they make a lot of things that can upgrade your PC and looks. Yeah. One thing I basically bought this case for was the built-in vertical GPU mount. I could not find a case that I thought looked good, but also had a vertical GPU mount. I could have gone for the CoolerMaster vertical GPU mount kit and then put it in a different case, but it was so convenient that this one had one. One downside though, if you do want to vertical mount your GPU and you are thinking about purchasing this case, get a PCI Express extension cable. This case did not come with one, so that's something you're gonna have to buy. I'll link one in the description if you want to buy one. I got a really good one and I think it's good. It's also by Up Here again. So yeah, I don't know, man. Up Here makes some good stuff if you want some cheap, like, nice stuff. But yeah, overall, really good case. I have a 240mm AIO cooler mounted in the top of the case, which is perfect. It's also a CoolerMaster one. I wanted to go for a nice clean CoolerMaster theme, everything matching, and it's really nice. I was also surprised to see an exhaust fan. I didn't think an exhaust fan would come with this because it only said two 200mm fans. I'm pretty sure this is like a 140, but it's nice to have a nice big exhaust fan as well, paired with the 200mm fans. So other than that, I really like the case. It supports up to an eATX motherboard as well, if you were curious about that. I have an ATX motherboard. I don't really need anything bigger than that. I mean, maybe in the future, but we'll see. Overall, really easy case to build, and the cable management is flawless in this case. All you really have to do is shove the cables in the back and you're good. Like, it's so easy. With the Corsair Spec 02, it was not only such a small case, but such a constricted case on, you know, where you could put the cables. It was so hard for me to get the cables in that case because not only did I have a non-modular power supply, the case had hardly any room for cable management, so I basically had to cram the cables in the back and basically force the back panel on with all my might and screw it on real quick before it exploded. But this case, there's no issues with cable management at all. I didn't really even tie down any cables. I basically just shoved them in there and that was it. But yeah, overall, if you are thinking about purchasing this case or building in it, or maybe a friend wants to know, or whatever the situation is, I really recommend the case. It's a phenomenal case. It is expensive. In my opinion, it's expensive, but it's worth it. And if you really care about the aesthetic look of your PC, I recommend you go with this case. That's all. Peace.